Well, this is the worst idea I've seen from a Republican in a long time. I mean, they have plenty of bad ideas, too, and this was right up there. And I don't get the point of it. I don't know if the guy's looking for a job. I don't know if he wants to be a janitor down at Mar-a-Lago, but this is absurd. Andy Ogles of Tennessee has proposed and introduced a resolution yesterday to amend the Constitution to allow Donald Trump or any other future president to be elected to a third term in the White House.
Such a nice man.
Yeah. Bad idea, awful optics, and I get kissing the ring, but this is kissing something else right here is what this is, John.
Yeah, Pandora's got a box for us to open up.
Yeah, just wait.
Christmas.
What a doofus. Andy Ogles of Tennessee, embarrassing a great state, said here in this resolution that Donald Trump has proven himself to be the only figure in modern history capable of reversing our nation's decay and restoring America to greatness, and he must be given the time necessary to accomplish that goal. It is imperative, he writes in his statement, that we provide President Trump with every resource necessary to correct the disastrous course set by the Biden administration. He is dedicated to restoring the republic and saving our country, and we, as legislators and as states, must do everything in our power to support him, said Andy Ogles of Tennessee. Man, that guy's head is stuck somewhere very, very deep. Very, very deep.
The Senate and the House are all Republican majority, right?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Yes. He can do what he needs to do in 4 years. And with all due respect, I say this as somebody who voted for Trump 3 times in a row. If you're of the belief that he is the only man out of 330 million Americans who can accomplish something, you are getting to a status that is unhealthy. I am glad that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. I just voted for him for a third straight election. Do I think he is the only man in America who can implement the policies that he wants to implement? No. Because I believe there are millions of people couldn't do it, but there are millions of hardworking, great Americans with good ideas, with the right intentions. And if you put any person on that kind of a pedestal, that's a dangerous place to be. And you want to talk about, reaping what you sow? Just wait till Obama comes back, right? Can we get a 2028 election, Trump v. Obama? That would be the ultimate and final heavyweight matchup that we've all been waiting for, so it would be entertaining. But it definitely wouldn't be good for the country by any stretch of the imagination. So he is proposing, Andy Ogles of Tennessee, proposing an amendment to the Constitution to revise the limitations imposed by the 22nd Amendment on presidential terms. It's just exhausting to see people in Congress waste our time and our money with stuff like this. I don't know how you could even defend it, man. Hopefully Trump's going to do a bang-up job here for his second term, and then he's going to hand off the keys to J.D. Vance. That's the best-case scenario if you're a Republican voter and you want to see this movement continue forward. It's Trump in the J.D. If you continue this on forever and ever and ever, and in 4 years Trump's going to be in his early 80s, how much more of that do you want? I'll add that to the conversation as well. But you got to just throw your hands up and say, you know what? We appreciate it. You've done a great job, but I'm not on board with this. And I don't know how you could be. Now, if you are, I'm happy to hear the pitch at 913-408-7957. But it doesn't make any sense to me. On the text line, Pete, I'm all for keeping Trump there till he's 90. 90? Not even Trump's like, that's pushing it. 90? Come on, you can't possibly be on board with that. That's got it. Please tell me that's sarcasm on the text line. Just help me help you. Please. We do not need that. No country needs it. Then we become like Russia. All right, Putin's been there for how long now? How long has he been hanging around? No, we don't need that, John.
We're electing a new king.
I know. That's seriously. I mean, that is not what America's all about. All right, you can keep the party the same. Trump obviously will play a role in who his successor is going to be, but that is just absolutely absurd. 913-408-7957. I saw that and I said to myself, please tell me this is fake. Nope, wasn't fake. It was real. I just hope now it goes absolutely nowhere. A White House spokesperson did not immediately reply to a request for comment on this resolution. And that's the thing. It puts the White House in a bad spot. I don't know if this guy's looking for a job or what's going on here, but man, that is brutal. Now, in sports, there is such a thing as a dynasty, right? Dynasties do exist in sports. They do not exist in politics. At least they're not supposed to exist in politics. Some may argue they did with the Bushes and the Clintons and people like that. But Trump upended that over the last few years. But in sports, they do exist. The Chiefs are trying to create a dynasty, and the kind of a dynasty that has never been achieved before. And that is winning 3 straight Super Bowls. They will try to do that. Of course, it starts again on Sunday when they take on the Bills here at Arrowhead Stadium before potentially, if they win that game, playing either the Eagles or the Washington Redskins. Are they not the Redskins? Do you have to dump that? Okay, the Commanders. I'm sorry. The Washington Football Club. Yes, the Commanders.
That executive order hadn't come down yet.
Okay. So,
Commanders versus Chiefs would be pretty fun, though. Just for the name, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But the Chiefs would be like a 8-point favorite in that game. Let's be honest. The better game is Chiefs-Eagles or Bills-Eagles. Commanders would be a cute story, but they would be a huge underdog. But Jaden Daniels, that story at quarterback for the Commanders as a rookie is pretty damn cool. That being said, it seems like the more I'm seeing from some of the talking heads in the sports world, they're trying to will Josh Allen to a win. Yesterday on Fox Sports 1, Craig Carton, who hosts the morning show there, used to do radio in New York City at WFAN. Really good guy. I used to work with him. He called Arrowhead Stadium something else.
To run dudes over, yes, it's going to be Josh Allen. We're going to be calling it Allenhead after this week.
Allenhead Stadium is what he just called it there. Now, he's doing the show with Mark Schlereth, of course, who is a longtime Denver Bronco. So we know the two of them are out there simping for the Bills a little bit, and that's fine. The other guy on that show is Danny Parkins, who used to do sports radio here. He looks way out of place on the show, to be honest. He just looks too much like a radio guy.
Yes.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, I know Danny personally, and yeah, he's a radio guy.
And he's good. He was in Chicago. He's talented, but he just looks like a radio guy. He's got that baby face thing going. He's got a little pudge to it. He looks like he, still has to go through puberty kind of. He looks like a radio guy. He's smart, he's talented, but TV, your looks matter. That's why those of us in radio are in radio. But anyway, he's on the show. I hope the show goes well for him. That being said, when I heard Craig Carton, who I like personally a lot, when I was doing shows at WFAN, he came in one time. I was doing an overnight. He did the morning show, and he gave me a good hype speech. It was great, and I'll always appreciate him for that. But Allenhead Stadium, when are these guys going to learn their lessons, man? I mean, outside of Joe Burrow, right, that year,
yeah,
2 years
Burrowhead.
That
didn't go well for them.
And it didn't go well for them when their dopey mayor made those comments.
They haven't beat the Chiefs since that comment.
That's true. That is true. But outside of the Bengals coming in here 3 years ago and winning that AFC Championship game.
Chiefs lost that game.
Yes, Chiefs lost that game.
They did not. The Bengals didn't win. I feel like Chiefs lost.
Well, that's true. They screwed up before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget that. Didn't take the points before halftime, and then Fat Joe played at halftime, and the rest is history. So, yes, that's a good point to bring that up, John. But since then, it's like all this big talk, whoever it's going to be, going to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Some are going to come to Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, and it doesn't happen. I know they want it to. It's kind of a weird place, I feel like, for Kansas City to be like the hated team. You got to embrace it, though, because it means you're doing great.
Absolutely.
But Allenhead Stadium, oh, that is cringe. That is cringe. And we'll have to see how it plays out on Sunday.